The Fantastic Four have always been called Marvel's first family. And with their 2025 movie on the horizon, fans are buzzing with excitement. But like with every big Marvel project, there are countless rumors, myths, and theories swirling around. Today, we're going to break down what's fact and what's fiction when it comes to the Fantastic Four's MCU debut. Let's start with the biggest myth, that the Fantastic Four will be introduced as brand new heroes in the MCU. The fact is, Marvel Studios has confirmed that their story won't be another origin movie. We won't be seeing the team get their powers for the first time, like in previous adaptations. Instead, the movie will dive straight into their lives as an already established team. This is a smart move by Marvel, since audiences are already familiar with how Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm became the Fantastic Four. Another myth is that the Fantastic Four will appear in modern-day MCU continuity. The truth is, Kevin Feige has hinted that the story may explore different timelines, possibly even the 1960s. This opens the door for creative storytelling. Marvel could use the multiverse or time travel to explain where the Fantastic Four have been all this time. Casting is another area full of myths and wild speculation. For years, fans have demanded John Krasinski as Reed Richards, especially after his cameo in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. The myth is that Krasinski is officially cast. The fact is, Marvel hasn't confirmed him, and insiders suggest a younger actor may take on the role for long-term storytelling. The same goes for Sue Storm. While Emily Blunt has been a fan favorite, the casting remains a mystery. The only fact we know is that Marvel plans to cast actors who can lead the MCU for the next decade. Now let's talk villains. The biggest myth is that Doctor Doom will be the main antagonist of Fantastic Four, 2025. While Doom is their most iconic enemy, the fact is, Marvel may hold him back for future films, possibly leading into Secret Wars. Instead, insiders point toward Galactus or the Silver Surfer making appearances. Galactus, the World Devourer, would be a perfect cosmic-level threat to introduce, especially since Marvel is moving toward bigger, multiversal stakes. Another myth is that the Fantastic Four will immediately team up with the Avengers. The fact is, Marvel is likely to focus on building their standalone identity first. This doesn't mean we won't see crossovers. Reed Richards could interact with characters like Doctor Strange or Kang variants, but their debut will establish them as the foundation for the MCU's future cosmic stories. And what about the tone of the movie? Many believe it will be a light-hearted, family-friendly adventure. But the fact is, director Matt Shakman, known for WandaVision, has promised a mix of heart, humor, and high-stakes drama. The Fantastic Four aren't just superheroes, they're explorers, scientists, and a family with very real struggles. Expect Marvel to balance their humor with emotional depth, something that previous adaptations struggled to achieve. Finally, let's clear up a big myth, that the Fantastic Four will replace the Avengers as Earth's main protectors. The fact is, Marvel isn't replacing anyone. They're expanding the universe. The Fantastic Four will bring a fresh perspective, focusing more on science, exploration, and cosmic threats, while the Avengers handle Earth-based crises. Together, they'll shape the next phase of the MCU. So, here's what we know for certain. Fantastic Four, 2025, won't be an origin story, it may explore alternate timelines, and while Doom may not be the main villain, characters like Galactus or Silver Surfer could appear. The cast remains unconfirmed, but Marvel is clearly setting this team up as the cornerstone of the MCU's future. When talking about the Fantastic Four, we can't ignore their villains. In fact, some of Marvel's greatest threats first appeared in their comics. But with so many rumors flying around, it's important to separate what's real from what's just speculation. Let's start with Doctor Doom. The myth is that he will be the central villain of the Fantastic Four's first MCU movie. The fact is, while Victor Von Doom is undeniably their most iconic adversary, Marvel may save his full introduction for a bigger stage. Think about it, Doctor Doom isn't just a Fantastic Four villain, he's a multiversal-level character who rivals Kang, manipulates magic and science, and eventually rules Battle World in the Secret Wars comics. Marvel may tease Doom in this film, but it's more likely that his true rise will happen in future projects, leading up to Secret Wars. Now, another major rumor is the involvement of Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. The myth is that Galactus will be the villain in Fantastic Four, 2025. The fact is, Marvel may indeed introduce him, but perhaps not as a straightforward antagonist. In the comics, Galactus is more of a cosmic force of nature than a typical villain. His herald, the Silver Surfer, is often the character who first interacts with the Fantastic Four, setting up Galactus' eventual appearance. This means we could see Silver Surfer debut in 2025, acting as a messenger of doom, with Galactus revealed in a future Avengers-level event. Speaking of Silver Surfer, some myths suggest Marvel is making a standalone Silver Surfer project before the Fantastic Four movie. While rumors exist, the fact is, the Surfer's MCU debut is most likely tied directly to the Fantastic Four, just as he was in the comics. If done right, he could serve as both an antagonist and an ally, reflecting the complexity of Marvel's cosmic universe. Let's not forget Kang the Conqueror. The myth is that the Fantastic Four won't connect to Kang at all. The fact is, Reed Richards as Mr. Fantastic has direct ties to Kang. In the comics, Kang is a descendant of Reed, and that family connection could play a role in the MCU. Imagine the drama of the Fantastic Four discovering that one of their greatest foes is linked to their own bloodline. Even if Kang doesn't directly appear in their first film, the seeds of this storyline may be planted. Another rumor is that the Fantastic Four movie will introduce Doom and Galactus together. The myth here is that Marvel will cram too many villains into one film. The fact is, Marvel has learned from past mistakes. Villain overload doesn't work. Instead, they're likely to focus on building the foundation of the Fantastic Four's world, teasing Doom in the shadows while giving someone like Galactus or the Silver Surfer the spotlight. Now, let's address how all this ties into Secret Wars. The myth is that the Fantastic Four are just another Marvel team. The fact is, in the comics, Reed Richards and Dr. Doom are central to the Secret Wars storyline. Doom literally becomes the godlike ruler of Battleworld, while Reed is the one who challenges him. Their conflict defines the entire event. This makes it almost certain that Fantastic Four, 2025, is laying the groundwork for the MCU's climax. So here's the breakdown. Doom may be teased but not fully unleashed, Galactus or Silver Surfer could appear as cosmic forces, and Kang's ties to Reed Richards are too important to ignore. Together, these villains set the stage for the biggest showdown in Marvel history. One of the most exciting aspects of the Fantastic Four is how different they are from other Marvel teams. They're not just superheroes, they're explorers, adventurers, and above all, a family. But how will the MCU handle this? And what's fact versus myth? Let's break it down. First, their powers. A common myth is that the Fantastic Four gain their abilities from a radioactive accident, similar to Spider-Man or the Hulk. The fact is, in the original comics, their powers come from exposure to cosmic rays during a space mission. Each of their abilities reflects a part of their personalities. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, stretches his body, symbolizing his flexible intellect. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, can vanish and create force fields, representing her desire for protection and privacy. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, embodies youth and recklessness with his fiery powers. And Ben Grimm, the Thing, transforms into a rock-like powerhouse, symbolizing strength but also inner pain. Another myth is that Marvel will modernize their origins so drastically that it won't resemble the comics. The fact is, Marvel Studios tends to respect core origins while updating details for modern audiences. Instead of a 1960s space race, we may see them as scientists exploring the quantum realm, alternate dimensions, or cosmic phenomena. This makes sense, especially since Marvel is pushing deeper into multiversal and cosmic storylines. Now, about their role as explorers. The myth is that the Fantastic Four will be just another superhero squad like the Avengers. The fact is, their true identity is as pioneers. They don't just fight villains, they discover worlds, confront cosmic entities, and redefine what it means to be human. Kevin Feige himself hinted that the Fantastic Four will bring a sense of adventure to the MCU, more in line with Star Trek-style exploration than just city-level battles. Let's talk about the family dynamic. A myth that keeps coming up is that the MCU might sideline their relationships to focus only on action. The fact is, Marvel knows the Fantastic Four's emotional core is their bond as a family. Reed and Sue's marriage, Johnny's role as the younger brother, and Ben's tragic transformation all give depth beyond the powers. If Marvel nails this balance, audiences will finally see why the Fantastic Four are called Marvel's first family. Here's another interesting myth. Some fans believe the team will start as fully formed heroes. But the fact is, Marvel usually loves origin stories that show the transformation. While we might not get a drawn-out origin like past films, we'll probably see flashbacks or references to how they got their powers. It'll be faster paced, but the foundation will be there. And then there's the myth about the tone. Some people think the Fantastic Four movie will be overly serious, given their importance to the MCU. The fact is, while the story will have weight, Marvel is expected to balance humor and heart. Remember, Johnny Storm's cockiness, Ben Grimm's sarcasm, and Reed's nerdy awkwardness are all key to their charm. This blend of lightheartedness and epic scale is what could set them apart from other Marvel teams. So, to summarize, their powers come from cosmic exploration, their real identity lies in being adventurers, and their greatest strength is their bond as a family. If Marvel leans into these truths, the Fantastic Four will finally get the respect they deserve on the big screen. Now let's explore one of the most exciting parts: how the Fantastic Four connect to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe. A popular myth is that the Fantastic Four will exist in an alternate universe separate from the main MCU. This belief grew stronger after Marvel introduced the multiverse in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Loki. But the fact is, Kevin Feige has confirmed that the Fantastic Four will play a central role in the main MCU timeline. They're not side characters. They're going to be a cornerstone of the future storylines, especially with Kang and Secret Wars on the horizon. Another myth floating around is that the Fantastic Four will instantly replace the Avengers as Earth's primary protectors. The fact is, Marvel isn't erasing the Avengers brand. Instead, the Fantastic Four will have their own role. Think of them as pioneers handling threats from the multiverse and cosmic frontiers, while the Avengers continue to manage Earth-based crises. The two teams will eventually cross paths, but their roles won't overlap. They'll complement each other. Now, let's address Kang the Conqueror. A big myth is that the Fantastic Four have no connection to Kang. The fact is, in Marvel Comics, Kang is actually a distant descendant of Reed Richards. This means the Fantastic Four are directly tied to the multiverse saga. While the movies may or may not explore this ancestry, fans can expect Kang's story to intersect heavily with Reed Richards' leadership and intellect. This could make Reed a vital player in Avengers: Secret Wars. Speaking of Secret Wars, here's another myth. Some fans think the Fantastic Four won't play a major role until after their solo movie. The fact is, Marvel is setting them up as one of the most crucial teams in Secret Wars. They have direct ties to characters like Doctor Doom, Galactus, and even the Beyonder, all central to the Secret Wars storyline. So their influence will be felt almost immediately after their debut. Let's talk about crossovers. A myth is that the Fantastic Four will exist in isolation until their trilogy is complete. The fact is, Marvel loves to integrate its characters quickly. It's highly likely that we'll see Reed Richards collaborating with Bruce Banner or Shuri, Sue Storm mentoring younger heroes, Johnny Storm bonding, or clashing, with Spider-Man, and Ben Grimm standing shoulder to shoulder with heavyweights like Hulk or Thor. These crossover moments are not just fan service, they're essential to Marvel's long-term storytelling. Another popular myth is that the Fantastic Four will introduce mutants or X-Men into the MCU. While this might sound exciting, the fact is, Marvel has other plans for mutants. The Fantastic Four's storylines are more cosmic-driven, but their presence will definitely influence the scientific and multiversal side of things, paving the way for bigger reveals, including the X-Men later. And finally, let's not forget Doctor Doom. The myth is that Doom will simply be another villain for the Fantastic Four. The fact is, Doctor Doom is one of the most complex characters in Marvel Comics. His influence stretches far beyond the Fantastic Four. He's battled the Avengers, the X-Men, and even the cosmic entities. If introduced properly, Doom won't just be a villain. He could be a rival to Thanos in terms of impact, possibly playing a pivotal role in both Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So to wrap this up, the Fantastic Four will not be sidelined or isolated. They will stand at the center of Marvel's next era, linked to Kang, tied to cosmic threats, and destined to interact with the Avengers and beyond. Their arrival is not just another movie, it's a shift in the MCU's foundation. And with this, we've busted the myths and revealed the facts about Marvel's first family. The only question left is, are you ready for the age of the Fantastic Four?